Hello there, this is Retro Spirits Gaiden, and this is ESPRADE on the Nintendo Switch console. This is a port of an arcade game by M2. It's in the Shot Triggers family of games. It is a vertically scrolling shoot-'em-up in which you are a psychic wonderkid who likes to mow people down with your psychic energy that flows from your brain and explodes their brains. One thing about this game is there's a hell of a lot of loading. It takes ages to boot up. Don't know why, but it does. And this is the 1.0 version of the game. This is the first time I played the game, so I played it vanilla as it is on the cartridge. And then I downloaded I've already downloaded it there, but the update comes in, and then I think it's like the 1.4 version or something. I don't know what the fixes were, but I'm assuming there were some fixes. So, one thing immediately that you need to know about this game is playing it in the horizontal screen format, so that only the middle strip is the game. So 1/3 of the screen is the game, and 2/3 of the screen are just black or artwork. Is infuriatingly hard. It's so difficult to see what's going on in this game in a small window. You really need to be playing this in either on a massive TV, like a huge TV, or in Tate mode. Tate mode, as someone else says in one of their videos. But you have a choice of 3 characters, and there's 3 firing modes. So the first one is just rapid fire. If you hold the button down, you can tap the button and move your character faster. B is reliant on a bar, so B does a sort of a charge energy weapon, which is more powerful, but it's only usable once every so often. And then C will absorb bullets, and it sort of creates a telekinetic shield around your character. So absorbing bullets and then fires a massive blast. Now, I've never played this game before, this version on the Switch. I don't know how the scoring works, and I don't know how to use the bombs effectively yet. But because it plays so much like Dom Patch, plus some other 2D vertically scrolling games by Cave and Atlus, I'm assuming it works in a similar way. It reminds me a bit of Guangi, crossed with Dodon Patch, so that's groovy. But that move I do there, where it's 4 massive lasers on the screen with a shield around me, I think there's a way to use that which is more effective than what I'm doing at the moment. Because like I say, it absorbs bullets and kind of charges up that beam, which then releases a large-scale destruction on your enemies. Picking up the P's doesn't immediately power you up. You have to pick up a certain amount before you power up a level. Eventually, when you're fully powered up, they change into... I'm guessing they're Japanese characters, but they look a little bit like faces. Sort of orangey faces, and then there's a token at the top of the screen which says 0 by it at the moment, which has got like a square and an orange glowy thing in it. If that goes up, it's like a combo counter. So that's groovy. The music in this game is instantly forgettable. That's another thing to remember. The graphics are pre-rendered in the game, which isn't the best look. But the game itself is sort of agreeable. But, like I said, fairly impossible at small scale with this slice of the screen here. The only success I've had with this game is by playing it on a massive screen or in Tate mode. Here's the software update, so it's going to force me to do that. This does the thing that all the other M2 games do, which is it searches for a high score table every time you finish, which is bloody annoying. Because the options screen isn't half Japanese and half English, I don't know how to turn it off. So all the controller settings here are in English, but anything to do with widgets or game has Japanese writing, so what the hell? What gives, buddy? I can't find a option to change the whole of this menu into English. There may or may not be one, I don't know. This game is fairly expensive. I think in Japan it sells for about 6,000 yen. By the time you import it over here, you're going to be paying 50 to 60 quid for it. I think 6,000 yen translates as about 40 quid maybe. So if you were to buy it from Amazon Japan, you'd pay 40-ish. If you pay an importer over here, you're paying 60-ish. If you buy it second hand, obviously it'd be cheaper. Download a ROM. You could download a ROM of the original arcade board, couldn't you? And that would be free. This version updates to the final version in the arcade. So I guess they ironed out all the bugs and released it a few times in the arcade. Don't know. This is all Japanese. Like I said, it's very cavey, this game. Got some pre-rendered people there. The tanks, etc., in this game and spaceships have a slight insectoid look to them. I don't know why that is. It's kind of groovy. I don't like these dudes that are flying around firing pink hands at me. Don't like them at all. So the graphics range from okay to pretty ugly. The explosions are quite nice, quite big. I mean, there's lots of detail, but it's unfortunate on the pre-rendered graphics. Well, some of the vehicles don't look as pre-rendered. Maybe some of them are hand-drawn. Those ones are the best ones. Look, here's the crabby thing again. Doing its crabby business all over my crabby soccer pitch. I don't know, we've got some sort of field in the background. Oh, horrible sound effects. Yeah, I've enjoyed this game so far. The very first go I had of this game, I did make it through 2 levels with not really knowing what I was doing. And then I kind of worked out what was going on a little bit, and then couldn't make it off the first level without losing all my lives for ages. So being ignorant of the facts of how to play a game, it actually made me better at playing a game, which was weird. So practice, in this case, does not make perfect for me. But I'm sure I'll get better at it. I'm sure I'll understand. I might read a FAQ or wiki to find out about that scoring system, because it is a bit... Well, it's a bit hidden at the moment. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the telekinetic shield versus massive gun thing. And something like Death Smiles or Akai Katana, that move where you kind of block all the bullets with your shield would result in some medals appearing, but it doesn't seem to do that in here for some reason. I can make the shield bigger. See, I'd expect something to happen there other than just firing through lasers. I don't know why. I've just been trained that way by, like I say, Death Smiles or something. Yeah. Mechanically and viscerally, it's quite a fun game to play. Is it worth 60 quid? No. But it seems like a fun game. Like I say, you need to be playing it on a big screen though. It also doesn't help that the D-pad on my joypad is a bit screwed, so I'm having to use the analog stick as I'm flying around. It's a sad story, isn't it? But yeah. 1998. I'm kind of glad that all these old 2D shooters are coming out on the Switch, but I mean, it is a bit disappointing they don't come out in the UK. You have to import them at great expense from Japan, and instead we get, I don't know what we get instead. What do we get? We get things like, I don't know, Peppa Pig's Farmyard Frolics. I made that up. It's a good name for a game though. TM. I've patented it. Right, we've got pink bullets, we've got blue bullets. We have soldiers. See that thing I just shot there? There's another one. Looks a bit like a metal wasp or something. There's some of the things look insectoid, some of them don't. It's a weird looking game really, but it's quite fun. So, takes with one hand and gives with the other. Yeah, music for this level's forgettable as well. Yeah, the soundtrack is disappointing. It's the worst part of the game, I would say. The visuals, again, are probably the next tier up. They're a bit better. Not brilliant, but then the gameplay is probably the tier up from that. It's fine. It's dead on patchy. Dead on patch. Really. With some extra energy bars and a weird power-up system where you have to collect 1 billion power-up shards to get to full power. Oh! I died by crashing into the power-up spaceship. That's unfortunate. Right, well, I'll play some more and I'll let you watch that. You can decide if you feel like it's a game that you'd be excited by. But I think this is quite expensive for what it is. I'll level with you. But I have enjoyed it, so a bit of a catch-22 there. It's cool, but too much money. Is my opinion at the moment. Maybe when I get on, get a bit more au fait with the scoring and what I'm doing in each level, my opinion will change, because, you know, knowing what you're doing is always kind of good. Well, I'd say, I don't know why this is so expensive in relation to something like Death Smiles, because that's also on the Switch, but Death Smiles as a game to buy is sort of half to 2/3 of the price of this. It's also a cracking game, so I don't know. Maybe this one's a bit more niche, so they thought they could sell it for a higher price. Bit weird. This guy is probably my favourite, just because he's got a wide shot and you can kill some things before they even get on the screen and shoot at you. Whereas the guys with a narrow shot, guys and gals, have to suck it up. Something will come on and take a pot shot at you, which you can't possibly shoot back with your narrow beams. So yeah, wide beam is always a good place to start as a novice. I'm getting times 16 things flashing up there. I'm not entirely sure what that's about, but it was most welcome. Okay. Yeah, alright. So this is ESPRADE, as the game calls itself, although it's sort of full stopped on the title screen to say ESP radar. Yeah, it's early doors with this game, but I am enjoying it, so just thought I'd share the video. Yeah, you could emulate it, I guess, to give it a test out before you plump 60 quid onto it for the Switch version. That'd always be a good and a wise move. Try before you buy. But I think I'll get a lot more play out of this. I think it's quite fun, especially in Tante mode. Alright then, well I hope you enjoyed that. Have a happy new year. See you.